I've got quite a few fish tanks in my apartment. Hello, everybody.
Hey, we were just going live, as you all see. So welcome everybody. And in a second, I'll bring our guest up so he can talk to you directly. But welcome, Rick. Um, he has two
Hello, everybody.
channels, and I've got the links to both of those posted in the description. So go ahead and check him out. I love his channels, and we were just talking about. I like all the things that he does, even his non-pet stuff, and his wife is involved in those, and they're kind of homebodies, keep to themselves like me. So that's why I love the channel. I think one reason so much. But let me say hello to everybody real quick. The panel is the Duster. Dusty's up there on top. He was first one here tonight, so if we had a prize, he'd get it. Pam was second one here, and she's a prize unto herself. And there's Susie Q, who's had coming in with some mental anguish from her, right? From the buttons going crazy on her stream, but she got through it. It's a good stream. And there's Miss Dee Dee, all over the place as usual. Hey, Dee Dee.
Hey.
Dee Dee, your light looks different. I don't know what it is. I can see you fine. It just looks different. You softened it.
I didn't put my green screen up tonight.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's what it is. Yeah.
I told you I might be late, so I was doing everything I could to cut minutes.
Right. I know how that is. All right. So in the chat, there's Anthony. He was the first in the chat, so he would get a prize if we had one.
If we had a prize.
We got a prize. He's another prize, Anthony is too. There's Rick, Aqua Gardens Zen, and that's one of his channels, by the way. And is it the other one, Zen Plant Guy or
Zen Plant Man?
Plant Man?
I was just trying to find it.
Sky Dancer, June on the Oscars, back Dragon Lair, Patrick, Boots Cats, and there's Huawei, the pretty boy's best friend now. He couldn't stop saying Huawei once he got it last night.
That is so funny.
Let's see. There's all the links. Huawei's real good about posting links, so they're there. 2 minutes. Dragon Lair's counting down for something. I'm counting the minutes. Sam, 3 minutes.
Who's counting how late we were?
Well, it's because Pam. It's Pam's fault.
Yeah, it's always my fault.
That's why she's hiding her face with shame.
Hey, Jimmy P. Aquariums and Ariums. I've got to find out what that is. Does anybody know what an arium is?
No, it's
Jenny
an though.
Jenny Lynn. Pretty boy said hello. He knows. Paul McCarthy, Mike's Aquatics and Things. And I think we're almost down to the bottom.
And I even looked up Arium once and forgot it.
There you go.
I saw that, and it's like, what the heck is he talking?
And everybody make sure to click the like button.
Yeah. All right. So, as I said, our guest is Rick, and his two channels. You'll be seeing the links, and some of you know him because I see him in your streams and stuff. But he really has two awesome channels, and like Susie, he has me too. He has plants, reptiles, and fish. So he's the total package, as they say. Jack in the Pulpit is an arium. Oh, okay. Now I know what it is. Now I know. Okay, and I bet Rick may have some of those too, but we'll find out.
The only thing I have are terrariums.
Terrariums.
Arium would be a what?
Come on.
What is an arium?
The bird flew over right when you said all you had was terrariums, and an arium would be, and the bird flew right by my head.
Oh, so more of like bird enclosures, I'm thinking.
Okay. Yeah, and he also has the isopods. I've seen those before.
I've got quite a few isopods.
Isopods as pets or inside your terrarium?
As pets and some inside the terrariums, just to kind of keep the detritus or reptile poop down.
Yeah.
I put powder oranges, powder blues in my leopard gecko, which is this tank right here. Used to be my bearded dragon's cage, but she recently passed.
Oh,
She
I'm
was
sorry.
she was about the full age that they would get to, and I kept her happy as long as I possibly could. She just got old and just started kind of shriveling up. She
Yeah.
stopped wanting to eat. One of those things. But my leopard geckos definitely made use of this tank. He's all over the place. He goes up here on the log a little bit. He's got his water dish over there to the side. See if I can pick this up without making him. He's not out right now. He comes out more. Actually, I take that back. Looks like he came out and had a snack. He had him some roaches. But yeah, there's a little aloe plant over there. A lot of cork bark. Ice pods. There's a little sandy area over here for him.
Oh, I love it.
Got kind of like the Inkberg, but the Zilla brand heater controller. So I have the thermometer literally right here to where it won't get above 100 degrees close to the top of the log. Oh, it don't get burnt or anything. Got lots of fish tanks and terrariums. I'll try not to give anybody a dizzy spell or anything walking around.
Can I ask a stupid question?
Yeah.
Pam, you missed your cue.
I heard it, but I was biting my tongue.
Supposed to say better than anybody I know. I noticed you had different size dishes in the first setup you were showing. What's water and what's food? What's water and what's food? Because I'm still getting used to keeping leopard geckos and.
I don't know if okay. So this one right here is just a roach dish. I put the roaches and bugs in there. I just clean it out every once in a while, but there's powder from the calcium.
Oh, okay.
The weird shaped dish back there is just calcium. So that's to allow him to be able to pick up calcium whenever he wants.
Okay.
And then this dish is the water dish.
The water. Okay.
/ toilet, because they like to go poop in their water
They
dish.
sure
So you
do.
gotta clean it a lot. That is their thing. As you can see, I got this from Goodwill. I pick up all sorts of cool things at Goodwill. Just below this tank, I have the 2 roach bins. I breed dubia roaches, and I just have a little heat lamp right here. It just keeps them warm. I'm not going to show you guys roaches because not everybody wants to see roaches. I got lots of. Oh, there we go. I'm all over the place. I got lots of plants and stuff here. Turn this light on, maybe it'll be better. Lots of different plants. Oh my gosh. There we go. Snake plants, of course. These are some of my favorites. Some of them are, this one's almost touching the ceiling here. Got tons of little project plants that I've been working on. This one I got.
Those little ficuses. Oh my gosh, I love them.
Which one?
The variegated creeping. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, these are awesome.
Love them.
I've got some of those in my enclosures. This one's an awesome one too. It's I forget what it is. It's some type of it's in the Dracania family, I believe.
Nice.
Like a bamboo. This ficus, the Audrey, I just can't keep leaves on it. It'll come back and then it'll all the leaves will go away. Got a string of hearts that just I have trouble with. I have them in my enclosure, so they stay in there. This one's got new growth. One thing you have to do, huh?
Is that a philodendron?
Yes. I forget what. I think that's the burgundy. The leaves, the under leaves are burgundy. One issue you have with having plants or terrariums or isopod bins is these gnats. That's sticky tape everywhere. That helps.
Yes.
Now, what kind of light do you have those plants under?
This is actually just an office light, no special light. Just I need
wow.
to change the bulb out to a plant grow light. It'll be much better. But it was something I picked up from the hospital. They were tossing out a bunch of stuff. It had a extra plug-in for it. Um, yeah, I'm always picking up stuff. Like this is a piece of plywood I put on top of everything. It doesn't look very safe, but it's over top of two of the fish tanks. These are all my art supplies.
I've got the same thing, the plywood. That's what we were going to, Pam was ask you to come and do art with us one night. I just remember now.
Yeah, I've been kind of wanting to do that too. I've been
Yeah.
kind of in the mood. Just haven't really been wanting to do it alone. I've been getting into Hoyas.
I
Hoyas have
love
been
the
my new
Oreos.
passion.
Oh my goodness.
I've been getting cuttings from people. That's one thing about going to like places like plant stores and stuff like that. People start to give you cuttings or trade you stuff. And
Yep.
same with the aquatic plants. This is my 20 long. We got tons of little pepper quarries in there. I'm sorry if you're picking up wind from my fan right next to me.
Yeah, the lady from Home Depot said you find more pieces of plants broke off on the floor than anybody I know. Right?
You know, it's horrible. This is a breeding project I have down here. I'm probably going to be breaking this down. It's the Corridora Exorode. I only got 2 babies out of it, and mostly it's dealing with the snails and things that want to eat the eggs before you can even get them. But I'm going to break this down and put them back in the 29 gallon in the living room or dining room. This is another this is basically my workstation right here. If it'll pick it up. There we go. I also have my other phone set up for chat. There's a big ficus right here. This one I've had for a while from Home Depot. Little plants that I've been trying to work on. This one I almost killed a couple times and it's come back. This is something I've seen on Rico's stream. I've almost killed it and it's slowly coming back. It's that I believe it's the Christmas, not the Christmas,
Norfolk Island
the pine.
or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. In Florida, I have one like a tree. This one right here, I had to chop off all 4 of these stems. This is the only survivor. I had it
We call
too
them
dry.
Virginia pines.
Nice. I've got a couple cactuses here.
I had one of those pines and I killed it. I think I overwatered it.
I did something wrong for sure. These are some begonias. I've just my first time trying to take care of begonias.
One thing to remember about those pines is they don't like to be moved. So if you find a spot that gets good light and they're happy, don't be moving them around. Leave them right where they're at.
Yeah, I think this is the happiest I've seen it with all these new growths. I'm gonna leave it in the window where it's at.
Yeah.
It gets afternoon sunshine.
Yeah, like I say, they don't care for being moved around.
This is a cutting that someone just gave me. I'm hoping I can keep it going.
What is that, a monstera?
No, this is a alocasia, but it's the variegated. But someone gave that to me in a trade.
Nice.
These are some of the Hoyas I've been working on. This is the Publica. It's got some pretty cool leaves, very long. It's got some new growth going on it. This is another type of Hoya that's kind of, you don't see a whole lot. Linearis. Looks like green beans,
Does.
but that one's been getting pretty long. A little bit of star plant. These definitely like a lot of bright light. I think they love UV light. If you give them UV light, that actually helps them grow that red color. This plant right here, I've had going for a long time. It's kind of stretched all the way across.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
Yeah, it goes everywhere. I've propagated that multiple times for people. Some Cebu blue I've been working on. Another Hoya plant that I've got going on. I had to make some kind of like little trellis here. I don't know if you guys can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Has any of your Hoyas bloomed yet?
No, I haven't had any blooms yet. Unfortunately, I think I'm probably.
They bloom on old growth, so give them time.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, so just keep them growing.
Yep.
This one's supposed to be like a foliage one. It's real shiny.
Oh, wow. It almost looks like the rubber tree leaf. Wow.
Yeah, but it's growing like a
Hoya,
Hoya.
yeah, I see it.
But someone said it's like a shrub more than anything. And this is Letusa, Hoya Letusa. So if you look at it, it's got these weird little leaves that are like almost like a succulent.
Never seen that before.
Yeah, so this is Hoya Letusa. And it looks like it might be getting, yeah, it's got a lot of new growths on it. So that's the linearis, and then that's the Letusa. Those are the fine leaf Hoyas. Kind of a rare find. These are some of the snake plants that I had starts of.
Are they round?
Huh?
Are they round?
Yeah, they're more of a rounder.
They
open up a little bit, but not that much. I forget the name of those ones. These are some funky looking. To be honest, I forgot what these are called because I haven't. It's been so long since I've looked them up. But they're a hanging plant. You can kind of let them grow, and then they'll just start hanging down off of something.
They bloom really pretty too.
Oh yeah, kind of like in the dragon plant family, or dragon fruit family. This is one of my terrariums I built out of a 5-gallon aquarium. My first one I ever experimented with. It's got a little Aqua handle, plexiglass, and then it's been going for a long time. This is where I started my crested gecko out as a little tiny baby.
And you made that door?
Yeah.
I like
This
it.
is a aquarium hinge. It's getting old. I probably need to take and cut the silicone and redo it, build it all over again. But there's a little piece of plexiglass down here to see the roots. Make sure there's no water. It's got lots of sphagnum. Huh?
What keeps the door closed?
Oh, I just made sure it was tight.
Ah, cool.
Just it kind of has jagged edges, so it kind of like keeps tight. And then right here, there's a syringe needle going down into the bottom. I can take and draw out the water if I get too much water in the bottom.
Oh, clever.
Yes. But this was my crested gecko's first cage, and then I upgraded him to this. He's no longer in this one. He's in a bigger cage now, but this is another one that I set up. It's got a philodendron in it that's doing well. Philodendron silver sword, and this is another one of those burgundies. I'm cutting off of that one. And it's some smaller plants. There's actually some Cubara species isopods in there. I got some springtail colonies up top to keep the springtails going. I got some saltwater tanks that I just started, thanks to Ian. kept telling me to keep trying, try saltwater, try saltwater. And I went with it, and I'm happy with it. It's definitely been, it's a learning curve for sure.
Yeah,
I
but
have
Ready.
have you found them to be hard or just a little more
it's
information?
more information, a little more work. Definitely not for anyone looking to sit back and enjoy and just be lazy, set it and forget it type of thing. Kind of like the planet tanks. It's easy to kind of let planet tanks do their own thing. This is my one of my Bloody Mary shrimp tank. It's a
Oh,
10
nice.
gallon, and there's tons of babies in there. You just can't really see them. There's one right there. I don't know if you'll pick it up.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Right there on the leaf.
little guy.
All the adults are hiding. There's some hair grass in there, but I don't really. I just pull it out if it gets too unsightly.
Right.
That's the sponge filter. It's covered in algae. It gives them something to graze on, and I don't mind snails either in the shrimp tanks. Helps with everything. Every single one of my tanks, I make sure there's some kind of floating plant in there. It's also been kind of a business for me to sell these floating plants. I've experimented with so many different species. The Salvinia minima, the dwarf water lettuce. I'm trying to get the red root floaters to grow, but they need much higher light. See, this is what my red root floaters look like.
Oh wow, look at those.
They're kind of growing out of the water.
I kind of like that.
They're on top of the Salvinia minima.
Uh-huh.
But I harvest the Salvinia minima and it comes right back. This is my see if I can get it. Probably won't be able to see in there because it's so dark. Maybe that'll help. Those are the golden back yellows that I won off of Jess's stream.
Yeah.
And there's tons of little babies in there. I don't know if you guys can see them on the wood.
They're everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah. They're all through the moss and everything. Got some pink flamingo in there.
One of my favorite crypts.
Yeah. I get the tissue cultures and I split it up as much as I possibly can. Little piece of cuttle bone in there. I put cuttle bone in all the tanks. There's a big one back there. Oh, that's a piece of what is that? It's not lava rock. It's what we have a lot of up here.
What
What our ground's made out of.
Oh.
The black rock. Spokane, Washington.
Yeah.
So it's like excruciative rock. Basalt.
Oh.
We've got a lot of basalt here. Yeah, but that one's a 20-gallon long. Well, most of my tanks are kind of stacked on top of each other. A little sketch, but it worries me. This is one of my saltwater tanks. This is a 10-gallon setup. It's just got one lonely molly in here that picks every little thing he can pick off the glass and everywhere else. He eats all day long.
Wow.
Eats and poops. But there's some. Go ahead.
I was just going to say those guys, mollies, are so underrated as algae eaters.
Oh, they really are. This is a female. I can tell by that fin underneath, the longer fin underneath. Got a little dove snail in there. I don't know if the camera's picking it up very well. I do have this glasses a friend of mine gave me. Maybe that'll help.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah, there's a couple of zoanthids in there. I just posted that in my video just recently. Yellow polyps, some rocks. I need to change this lid because this lid right here blocks out some of the light where the hinge is.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna put a try to find a good piece of plexiglass and put that on there. And I put all this stuff here from my crested gecko not to get blinded by the UV light. So now he can't really get any light exposure from the tank because it's right here next to him,
Oh yeah.
literally. And he's actually out and about today. Excuse how dirty the glass is. He runs through his food every day. He goes through this goopy stuff
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
and then he just drags it across everything. But this is him up here in his leaf if he doesn't bite me.
Hey, Bubba.
He just went through a shed. He's still got his tail, which is, you know, one of those things that are, I think it's because I don't handle him a lot. Last time I tried to handle him, he bit me really good. I don't know why. I think he was trying to mate with me or something. And it threw blood. It was pretty bad.
It's amazing how much they can pack in a bite. I found that out once. I don't want to find it out anymore.
Well, they jerk around with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they do. Like
Yeah.
little tiny razor teeth too.
Oh, yeah. So just below, this is the other crested gecko, Snubs. He's actually probably hiding in his little coconut. Nope, not today. He's probably back there in his little cork round.
I love how you have your tank, your terrarium set up.
Yeah, there's tons of woodwork and different types of plants. Someone just gave me a piece of this. I've been wanting a piece of the Monstera Peru.
Ooh. Is that
And
a
this is,
cactus?
oh, this one right here.
Yeah.
That's the Monstera Peru.
Oh, okay.
They get pretty big leaves. I just like the texture.
I do too. I think that's beautiful.
This is a Monstera, I think it's something fire. Got a new leaf growing. I'll go ahead and help it while you guys, there we go.
Ooh,
Bam. New leaf.
like that.
Yeah. Sometimes I need a little help. I just sprayed this tank, so if you do that without spraying it and it's not wet, it'll break. Little Cebu blue in here. This plant with the long, really long leaves is a plant that I've gotten from a friend of mine. It's called Epiprenum amplissimum. In the wild, these get like a good 4 or 5 foot leaves. But it started out from right here, and then it grew all the way around the entire enclosure, back down here, and now it's growing back up. It has a whole bunch of little bushier growth right here.
Oh yeah.
Do you sell any of your terrestrial plants?
I don't. I do more trading on that. I probably could post it online. I just I like trading for. I have guys that trade me for some of these corals that I have, like the zoanthids.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the corals in here were based off of trades. And then eventually I'll be able to propagate these corals and then trade those off for better corals. Oh, look at that. I just put a new rock in there, so I've got a little Aspirina starfish.
Whoa, look how cute.
A lot of people see them as problems, but they're not, they're technically not really that big of an issue. They do just, they're unsightly. They grow a lot of them. Right here, I hit that with super glue because there was a little aptasia on it. I don't know if you guys can see that.
Yeah.
On the corner of the rock. If you hit it with super glue, that actually kills them. I don't have any aptasia X on me. But yeah, definitely corals are easy. Well, not all of them. these corals have been easy for me. Just gotta do the water changes. It's mostly like just staying on top of water changes. I only do 20% changes and stuff once a week. Oh, there goes the parrot.
I hope
He's
so.
actually up there watching what you're doing and petting
Oh,
at the screen.
nice. This is my copepod culture I've been working on. So far, I'm starting to see copepods pop up. They're tiny, tiny, like almost microscopic. But I
Yeah,
just have a little.
can you talk a little bit about that? How have you got that set up?
I'm actually about to do it differently. A friend of mine talked me into it. I'm gonna let you guys kind of look at that for a while. So I'm gonna be setting up a different shelf with these. This is just one of those that jar that I initially started with the salt water. I found
Okay.
that to be kind of hard to clean. Trying to get in there, clean it out because it got that brown algae really bad. Which I found out that was diatoms that were supposed to happen and go away on their own. But I got to where I was like, I'm gonna set it up in a bigger tank. That's when I got the 20-gallon long. But I resorted back to using this again because I don't want it just sitting around. I put salt water in here, put a little bit of gravel in there. I need to order some phytoplankton so I can just sit there and dose it by the milligrams. And what that'll do is feed these guys. And once it turns clear, you'll be able to dose a little bit more, but not overdose. And you have to change the water on it, of course. But that'll give me live foods for my fish. The dotty back definitely loves to go after the live foods. But there's a little pump in there with a sponge rubber banded to it and a little pipe that I've got hooked up to it just to give it some good flow. But I watched some videos online that all you really need to do is get airstone, drop it in, or not airstone, but drop a just airline tubing with an air pump with a valve to control it, and do like little bubbles here and there, and just to get the water just to move a little bit, not that maximum flow. And then I'm thinking about getting the 1-gallon jars that have the little valve on the bottom.
Oh yeah.
The like the tea jugs.
Yeah.
Or lemonade jugs. I'm gonna do a few of those and just get different types of copepods and amphipods going, and possibly sell those as a another source of income to the saltwater tank store.
Yeah. That's awesome.
But yeah, there's the isopod bins there.
After I asked you to go over that, I thought about your back. I'm sorry.
No, you're okay. You're okay. I took some medicine, but it's helping. And then at work, I just sit down on my butt, so it's fine. Because I do access control at a hospital. Basically, sit at the front entrance and just ask people if they know where they're going and help them if they need help. And then I also make sure everybody has access to get into where they need to go to in the hospital. But yeah, there's all the isopod bins, multiple different isopods. These are another one of my source of income. They just breed like crazy, and I make my own foods, which I did today. Make my own foods. I make my own soils for them, which is composed of calcium, peat moss, worm castings, sphagnum moss, leaf litter, ground up. Yeah, here. And
What?
also, oh, he's going crazy over there.
Oh, he grabbed one of my paintbrushes and I took it away and he said, wow.
Oh, he's not happy about that. I got my little bit of aquarium supplies here. my Cressy Gecko diet. I use this friggin' insect a lot more than anything because it's the one that they both react to much more. It's a complete diet.
Yeah, I like the one with the insects in it too.
It smells like cake mix, but I don't advise eating it. Just some regular supplies that I use. I use these little cups right here, and I hole punch heart-shaped holes into each container. That's how people kind of differentiate mine. These are all the hole punches that I pop into the container. But I use these deli cups, which are relatively cheap, to sell the isopods. I put a little bit of soil in there. I put I don't have any bins to show you guys. Put a little soil, a little sphagnum moss to keep it damp. I put a little bit of so everything's kind of in here. Try not to make a mess. This is the mix I make for foods. It's got cornmeal. It's got I grind up cornmeal, activated dry yeast, fish flakes, which is this one right here. I grind that up in there. Blackworm larvae, the dried one. Garbanzo bean flour. I just posted on my Instagram all the ingredients you need to blend up to make your ice pod food too.
What's your Instagram channel?
It's also the Aqua Garden Zen and Zen Plant Man.
Okay.
Sorry if I'm moving around a lot, guys.
I'm enjoying it.
Right. This is my seed starter box, which I've got lavender in there. I put it away because I was doing a live stream. It's usually on my table. It's one of those little greenhouse things. Starting all the lavender on there. Nothing yet. This is my prop box. It consists of sphagnum moss. What's that the white rock? I forget what it's called. Super light. Pumice, not pumice. I'm sure you guys know what that is. But I put all my cuttings in here, and they usually do pretty well. Sphagnum moss, clay pebbles.
And you just threw in a little bit of leca in there for is that like for aeration?
Yep.
Okay.
It's a mix of those three. It's the white, the light. It's like fired glass.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm talking about?
The stuff we use in the aquarium hobby?
No, it's super light. You don't want to breathe in the dust from it.
Vermiculite?
Not from it.
That's what I was going to say.
Perlite?
Perlite. Yep, perlite. He's got it. Perlite. That stuff's amazing. And then sphagnum moss. And that keeps it damp, which I need to spray tonight.
Stephen Truthseeker wants to know how do your isopods breathe in a sealed container?
Oh, they're
Oh, look at that. Okay.
you drill holes in the top or in the sides of the container. Every container has holes drilled in. They actually breathe humidity. They take in humidity through their cloaca, or not cloaca. My brain's not working right now. These are some of my milk bags.
It happens to us, so don't worry.
Yeah, right. Let me see if I can. There's a big guy. This is a milk bag. This is a dairy cow, but where the pigmentation turns into almost like a chocolate milk.
Oh, wow.
I have a all white farm that I've separated from the rest, but there's tons of them in here.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they eat the cuttlebone also. I use cuttlebone for everything, and then calcium carbonate, of course. And I just squished one. I feel so bad.
I see why you need that big
Gotta be careful.
mister.
Yeah. Oh, this thing. Yeah, I fill it up once every 2 days. But I just spray the sphagnum moss side. I just squish one of the ice spots. That's something I don't ever do. Jeez. I feel bad about that. One of my most recent ones that I just traded to somebody, I got in a trade, was these right here, the Hoffman Sega. These guys are some of the biggest ones you can get. These are actually small still, but their antennae are huge. I'm not going to try to pick these guys up. Is that showing pretty well?
Yeah, I see them.
But you can see the antennae are they get much bigger. But yeah, these guys are in a different type of enclosure. They have more of like wood pieces. They like to be more dry, so I have less sphagnum moss over here, but they do hang out over here on this side. And there's a good amount of leaves and stuff like that for them to eat.
Do they have an extra, like an extra joint or section on their antenna, or just longer?
Yeah, they just branch off.
Oh yeah. Look at that.
They're really strange. That's what made me so interested in them, was the way they move, the way they feed. You can throw a whole entire mouse in there, and they'll eat it up really fast.
Oh my gosh.
I have all these other bins, and then this one right here. This one's my millipede bin. It's a big one. And then this one is my dwarf whites, which I try to keep separate from everything. That stays pretty damp. But I sell a lot of these. People buy them by the 50 count. The other ones I sell by the 10 count. This is the millipedes. I don't know if I can get them out of here. They're probably all on the bottom.
Stephen says in England those are called wood lice.
Yep, wood lice. They're called tons of different names. If you look up roly-poly names on Google, you'll see there's hundreds of names for them from different places in the world.
Damn it.
I do have some pandas. I don't know if they're in this. Yeah, they're in this picture. These are one of the more expensive species. They're a Cubar species, kind of like the rubber duckies. And there's springtails in there to keep the mold down. I don't know if you guys can see them. They are itty bitty.
Oh yeah.
But these guys breed like crazy. They're all throughout the leaves. Little tiny, tiny babies in there, which are called mankai. This enclosure, since they're cubaris, I don't have too much aeration on it because they need damp, because they're from damp cave systems. But the lid itself, these lids actually do not seal all the way.
Oh, okay.
They actually have that.
In there.
They get plenty of air. There's a big gap on all the way around. That's why I decided to use these shoebox containers.
They can't climb up and out, obviously.
Oh no, yeah. Unless you let sticks become ladders. I keep this room. The humidity is always around 50 and lower. The highest it gets is like 56. The lowest it gets is 37. Once I water everything, it goes back up. But it's which is very comfortable. And then you have the temperatures in here go from 72 to 79 degrees throughout the day. It gets pretty cold at nighttime still here. I think this is the last bit of cold that we're going to get before the winter is finally over.
Where are you at?
Spokane, Washington. And then in here, my wife.
Oh wow, you got a big place.
She's hiding.
Is it Kayla?
This is Kayla, yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
You're fine, babe. You look great. Always.
Kayla, you always look great. She's always smiling.
Oh, that's all right. I didn't even know she was out here. But Bob, I'm sure you're gonna like these. These are the emerald eyes.
Oh yeah.
And
I
then the
could have
ram.
1,000 of those and not be happy, but not have enough of them.
All right, this is the 29 gallon.
Love
I'm
that.
sure you can relate with the pothos roots.
Yep.
But there's two German blue rams in here. There's a pair, the female, and then the male's down here.
Yeah.
They've laid eggs and they eat them every time.
Oh yeah.
Little brats. And there's tons of little black coolie loaches in this tank.
Truth Seeker wants to know if you have any dark frogs.
I do not. One thing about my wife is she's completely frightened of frogs. The Crypt Parva is finally aged enough to where it's starting to sprout new sprouts everywhere.
It looks great.
It's starting to go all the way across. It's got different types of coolies in here. There's one in the back there. I don't know if it's picking up.
Yeah.
That's the Anubias plant that just keeps growing. It's wrapped all around that entire piece of wood. And then down below is another shrimp setup. These are the oranges. They're like sun-kissed orange mixed with a little bit yellow. They're really bright orange. Some of them are lighter, and there's a couple that are have gone. If I can find it, have gone with the clear spot in the middle. Really.
Do you call those?
I do not. I do not. These have a mix. There's that really one right there. I don't know if you can see it. He's in
Those
the
are
back
almost
corner.
as colorful as the flamingo or whatever guppies. That same colors.
Some of them are like got that fish bone pattern. I'm trying to let them just keep going because my fish store that I sell to, these are the ones that they buy mostly because they have a mix of yellow and orange.
That's the shrimp.
And then there's the Thai crabs are in here, the micro type crabs. I actually have, usually there's one on the side here. I don't know if we'll be able to pick it up. No. It was hanging out on the side over here earlier. They hang out on that little filter cover there.
You know
These
where all
are-
the goodies go.
Yeah, they go right to the filter. This sponge filter I don't even have hooked up. I left it in there, cut the line, turned the line off because the filters are those air pumps are loud, and I have neighbors. I'm sure they can feel them to the wall. But it's grown algae on it, and they graze on that all day long. And some of the
Steve?
babies live inside of it.
Steven says, "What's that foreground plant? Is that the cribs?"
So those are actually the ones I got from Stephen P. They're the valve. That's the valve I got from Stephen P.
Okay.
And
Oh,
then that's some leopard valve, I think it is. that I'm starting over here, and some of that the spiral bow. And then that's a big old lily I got from a bulb that I purchased. And this is some kind of plant that my friend gave me that keeps shooting off these runners. If anyone can, I think it starts with an L, but it's got all these runners. It grows kind of like a lily. And then that's a Mexican oak right there that I'm finally getting going.
I've never seen that plant, either one of them.
Yeah, that one's pretty neat. So the Mexican oak, once I get that going, I'll be able to propagate that one and possibly give some away and sell some or trade. And then there's some, I picked up that little screen of PetSmart. It's been selling these Busa philandra on a screen for like 10, 20 bucks. It's not too happy. I think I let it go. It's got some babies off of it though. We'll see what happens. There's thousands of babies in there though. This tank just keeps giving.
Well,
As long as I keep on top of the water changes.
yeah.
This was the baby bin for the Coriodoras. There's only 2 Coriodoras in there. And then there's some shrimp and stuff. Let me see if I can get down there and show it. It's kind of a mess looking. What, babe? Okay. So this is just a little 5-gallon tote with an air couple sponge filters in it. This is another terrarium that I've got. Just got some random. It's got a moss pole down the middle that I spray.
Yeah, look at that.
And it's one of those 20-gallon longs that slide off the top right here. But I have piece of glass. I have a glass aquarium that I broke down. That broke. I used all the glass from it for like putting lids on top of stuff.
So why is the moss pole on its side? What are you growing?
So there's different types of philodendron.
Oh, I see. Yeah, yeah.
And
That's a
this
great
is
idea.
a philodendron brandii.
I might steal that idea if you don't mind.
Right? Yeah, no. There's isopods in here too. There's a layer of rock down here. It's that, I forget what it's called. You can get it from, it's kind of like clay pebbles.
Can I just interject real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
They're giving us the time notification, but when we have a stream going like this, we don't stop it usually. We go ahead and provide the link and stuff for the next stream that follows us, and that's Danican Aquatics, and he's doing a giveaway tonight for Foxy's 1K subs. So the link's there if anybody wants to go on over there, please. And you can come back and catch the replay on the rest of this, but there's the link. But I don't want to stop you. It seems like you've still got, and we've got questions. So
Yeah, I'm almost done with I pretty much showed mostly everything that I have here. This is just a little jungle area that I've got going on.
Oh my gosh, look at that.
I love it. Oh my gosh.
This is a little Hoya plant that I've got. It's got round leaves.
Oh yeah.
I need to dust them. This is a vase plant that I've got growing. It's that same plant that I got in that terrarium for the crested gecko.
Yep.
It's got a bunch of little spots where it's growing bushy. That's a lucky bamboo going up right there from a vase all the way to the ceiling. This is a dragon plant, Dracania.
I killed one of those too.
I've killed multiple. This pothos right here actually runs all the way down across around that 5-gallon beta tank. This is another lucky bamboo I got growing in this. little alocasia that keeps shooting new buds. Got all this old growth here. This little terrarium with panda isopods. It's just a big vase with a glass plate on it from the dollar store. I don't know if I can get a good shot of that. It's got a little bit of that ficus in there.
Nice.
The creeping fig. Or creeping ficus, yeah. But yeah, it's just a little landscape there.
What's
The
in that
flag
bottle?
That bottle's just nasty.
Oh, okay. Thought maybe it was a vinegarial culture.
It's probably got paramecium in it. It's just a blob of algae and water.
Yeah.
I was trying to culture paramecium. Oh, there it went to the top. I was trying to culture some paramecium and I gave up on it.
Stephen asked earlier what the baby cories eat.
You could feed them the egg yolk smushed up. Take an egg yolk and smush it, or you could do first bites. First bites, or of course you could do paramecium or the brine shrimp eggs, which I have a brine shrimp hatchery. I don't really have the time to breed the fish. I'm more focused on the isopods. The fish are more of like a fun thing for me. I just enjoy them.
Yeah.
That was what started the whole hobby, that and plants.
Yeah.
Do you mind talking a little bit more about that moss on the little log in there? How did you get that started? And
Oh, this thing.
yeah.
That's actually just it's one of those moss poles that you can buy. Just the green moss. It's got wires on the end, and I bent them in. That way it fits in there better without the rod sticking. You just it's one of those standing moss poles. I just laid it on its side.
Gotcha.
And put a bunch of moss and soil in there and leaves. And just water it every other day or 3 days. And there's isopods in there to break stuff down, springtails, and then a regular old plant light.
Nice.
I forgot to mention this thing I won off of Craig's. This fossil, the ammonite fossil.
Interesting.
Came with a wooden stand.
I like that.
That's super cool.
Yeah, I love fossils. It's amazing. He sent that all the way from Australia. He's got his wife and him got some really cool stones and gems and fossils and stuff.
It wasn't from Craig, was it?
Yeah, from Craig.
I started to say because they have all kinds of stuff. That's awesome.
Yeah, these are all the stones that I've collected over the years. I don't know if you guys can. Some of the stones that I've been collecting, me and my wife. We get them from local stone stores, like from Florida when we were living there. These are all the ones that we've worn. They're in pink Himalayan salt. Little things that I found. These are all fossils.
No shark's teeth.
Yeah, this right here.
Oh yeah.
A couple of them, and sea urchin, little snail. This is one of those not trilobite. That's a trilobite. Saber tooth.
Oh man.
Sand dollar, and this is a part of a shark tooth. This is something that I found from the dollar store. I mean, not from the dollar store, but it's just, I'm guessing this is some kind of resin.
Yeah.
But it's got a crab in it. There's one with a shrimp in it. You could see the whole, all around the whole body.
Like from Goodwill or some.
From Goodwill, exactly.
Yeah.
You've seen them there before.
No, but
The
those are
seahorse.
great finds. Wow.
Yeah, I go to Goodwill one, and there's a starfish one. I go to Goodwill once on a blue moon. My wife and that's my old book storage. This is where I learn all my stuff on
I
plants
actually like
and.
good.
Oh man, I've got everything I want to learn. I get a book. Fix it yourself books, gardening books, different animals. National Geographic's one of my favorites. Finance books, because we all need that. Aquarium and pond. I have that book that I won from a giveaway. Which I'm wanting to give it away again during Fish Fam Christmas. It's a signed book. It's the book
What's
I won
the
off
name?
of Rico stamps. It's 2015-2016 Stefan Hummel and Chris Wilcarp Guide Aquarium Plants. So dinner early.
Nice.
To be honest, I forgot who provided this for the giveaway, but I'm wanting to pay it forward by letting someone else to have a chance to read it.
All right.
So
Let's see.
during Fish Fam Christmas, I'm gonna see if Rico will let me put that up for a winning.
Do you have any UFO artifacts?
I do not.
It's a serious question in the chat.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
wait
do
a minute.
not.
Tommy says he's a UFO artifact. So.
Oh, wow, nice.
Uh-huh.
My wife's little sewing station.
Oh.
That explains it, Tommy.
Yeah, this is we
It's
live
a
in an
nice
apartment.
room.
Oh yeah, we live in an apartment. It's pretty decent. All we have is a window unit. It's kind of a mess right now, but we've got paintings that we collect.
Looks great.
What tapestry? That's the beta tank that's not on right now. I could turn it on real quick. That's our Captain America. He's red, white, and blue.
Do you have any mammals?
I do not. There's lots of algae in there. I don't have any mammals. The last dog I had was a rescue, and he was. There's the wife. Sorry, just washing dishes or doing something. Yeah, I don't have any mammals. Since my Jasper died, and we live up on a second floor. Kind of have respect for the neighbors, not to have something running across the floor every day.
Right.
Looks like it's gonna rain out there.
That was amazing. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. It's just I kind of get passionate about everything I do. Sometimes I feel like I've given myself too much to do.
Pam, are you streaming tonight? Sam was asking you. Pam's no longer with us.
Uh-oh.
I'm still here.
Sam's been-
I'm streaming tonight. I already set it up and posted it up, so
Okay. All
That
right.
was pretty cool there, Rick. Thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
Anybody have any final questions or comments?
Yeah, can you come back again?
I was thinking that there's really even the isopods alone. And
Yes.
Isopods and plants for me would be a whole stream. So
Just kind of go through them. I kind of want to get a labeling system for everything. I want to get labeling for my bin, get a label maker, and for all the plants, I want to get those little paper labels I can stick into those. Get those from the seed store. That way, I can kind of tell everybody exactly what I have and how long I've possibly had it. Most of the plants I've had for over 2 to 3 years. We've been in this apartment for going on 3 years. We originally moved from Florida. We lived in Tampa, Florida. I lived there for 30 years. She's 4 years behind me.
Tampa's great.
So
I lived there a long time.
yeah,
Just
I
don't
miss it.
Florida.
Yeah, I miss Florida.
From one
Yeah,
climate to another.
All the way across. I drove all the way across here on one of the biggest Penske trucks you can buy, and boy, was that a rough ride.
Jenny
the
Lynn
truck
has
was
a question.
bouncing the whole time. Yes,
The large isopods you have, are they the same as the giant cannons?
I do have the giant canyons. I can show you really quick. If I can remember where I put them. Yeah, they're right here. The giant canyons are these ones. The ones that I showed were the Hoffman Segai.
Pam, are you going to have art on your stream tonight?
Yep.
These are your giant canyons.
Oh, wow.
They play dead.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they literally play dead. These ones are actually a lot of the species. They
And then there he goes. There they
Yep.
go.
Yeah,
It's funny.
they're very interesting. But these ones are California giant canyon. These are more of the caramel coloration. But these guys actually bury themselves. If we look down here,
Oh, yeah, look at them all.
they're underneath the soil. They're more of a burrowing species.
Trash Cat wants to know if you, what happened? If you sell those for food or just if you sell them or you just use them for food. Or do you use them for food? Did we
I think
lose him?
he disappeared.
That's why I popped up there.
Oh.
Well, I don't know if his battery went dead or what happened.
Maybe he's playing dead.
Maybe. We definitely need to have him back.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
second.
has so much stuff.
That's why I popped up there because he went off. Yeah, Rick, come back to us. Well, I'll go ahead and start closing out. And if he comes back, we'll say goodbye to him too. But thank you so much, Rick, for coming up. That I never got up, never got bored. So
Yeah, not at all.
for me, that's something for an hour. So thank you so much. So we'll definitely get together. And if you want to come on Pam's tonight, send a smoke signal because we're going to be doing art on there. Well, so-called art. So for me anyway.
Well, maybe Rick will go up on that one too.
Right? Yeah, come up on the panel and do some art with us.
Yep, I always have the
There he
link
is.
always at the top, pinned at the top of the chat. So
He said he wants
you're
to come
welcome up
up.
anytime.
There he is on his other channel. He said he wants to come up. So, all right. So we'll see you tonight again. It's 11 Eastern, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, he's a Zen Plant Man in the chat. He'll come up through this channel tonight, I guess. So
Yeah. We know him. He was in Pam's stream last night with the Zen Plant Man channel. So he's like, I'm not fancy. I don't have a plant channel like Susie and Rick.
I was listening to some of it, but I couldn't see the screen. I was doing tank work.
Ah. All right. Well, guys, thanks everybody. Thanks, Huawei, for the awesome link work and sharing stuff. And thank you, panel. If you guys are not subscribed to these channels, you better check them out.
Oh, and if y'all not busy, join me on Wet Your Plants tomorrow on Stephen P's channel. I'm going to be
okay.
talking with Kelly, Stephen, and Myrtle about the ponds that I have.
Oh, cool.
Nice. Nice. What time is that, Dee Dee?
5 Eastern.
Okay. Awesome. All right. Thank you so much, Rick.
Good night, everybody.
Thank y'all. Love y'all.
Panel, if anybody wants to see the parrot for a minute, I'm going to stay on. If you don't, I understand. But good night, everybody.